Let's start recording. There we go. Music cued. Welcome to Dungeons and Dragons session 19 of Baldur's Gate Descent into Avernus. Today, last week we left Baldur's Gate behind and all of the stuff we did there. And we had like a bump into the Knights of the Hidden Shield, who were like a secret society member thingy. They don't call themselves a cult, but they act like all the cults we've met so far. You know, super secret and evil. And as it turns out, it's super infuriating getting command cast on you over and over again as they snatch the shield away from Silence, the valiant paladin. And a Cambion carrying the shield used this opportunity to plane shift and disappear. So without the shield, they managed to not horribly murder the two veterans who were fighting. As one of them escaped, the others gave up and surrendered, while the party contemplated murdering him horribly and sacrificing his soul, which was, you know, just a joke to get him to talk. Totally wasn't about to eat his soul though.
Yeah, just joking, man.
The party, after some ruminations, did try convincing him of a better way, and good charismatic leadership and some good roles led to the member of the Knights of the Shield to convert and be a good man again. To throw away the whispers of power from the knights and let the past behind him, as the paladin of redemption redeemed him.
Yay!
Oh yeah.
That was useful. but also it took like all the other members of the party to suggest to me how should I do that, which was fun.
Yeah, it was very cool. The party arrived at Candlekeep's gates, where some monks asked for, you know, the entry gift, which totally everybody knows that Candlekeep wants such a thing. The party looked at each other. Then Amber offered her arm, in which they said they would totally cut her arm off and take it as entrance fee, which was, you know, not really a good deal for her. Ipo offered his necromancy picture book, which seems to be very popular somehow, as they keep getting spread around and nobody knows how and why, like. But he would not part with it. So the whole party looked at the Dungeon Master, who of course had the NPC Valaster Vesk offer Kalishite recipes as an entrance.
Oh come on! Valaster himself said that he's already going there.
Yes.
And he's a scholar, so everybody knew that he would have a way in.
Indeed. Yes, here's a way in. If you had, you know, a spell book, that's a definite entrance to gain inside, which is a thing you could have obtained in the Dungeon of the Dead Free. The original party did not manage that, of course.
Oh yeah.
We did.
But then we had to give it back.
Yeah,
exactly, because we got fireballed in the fucking face.
There's also a book, that's secret knowledge, but you guys can know it. It's called Apocalypto, which was inside the mansion of the Van Vampers in the library. If you looked through the books that were in there, somebody could have found it. It's like,
we actually found it, we just didn't take it.
Oh, you did? Ah, there we go.
You're like, oh no, that's not going to be useful at all.
We did
exactly.
I don't remember that.
I think we looked through the library, and I remember Zonalar distinctly telling us about some distinct book, which nobody knew what was it for. And also, Silence was discouraging everybody else from looting.
Yeah, sure.
So,
Silence wasn't even there when we were there.
I think he was at this point.
I think at this point he was already.
because it was halfway through the house itself.
Yep.
After the big battle, but you know, before going downstairs.
Must have been while I was on the toilet.
Maybe. But yeah, I mean, there's some other ways, like, you know, journals. One of you guys literally had a book on them that were written in a language nobody understood, that you could have traded in, that I gave as a trinket at session 1 of the campaign. But I think that I asked Unicorn about it, and she gave it to Joshua. So
No, you gave it to Joshua.
Did I give it to Joshua?
Yes, you said
Joshua
he has
had
it.
it.
You said suddenly he has the book I was interested in.
Ha.
I mean, did I give it to him as a trinket or to you?
To him, I think. That's the point.
Yeah, because everybody got a trinket to start with.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't have one.
What?
I didn't have one. I didn't.
Well, now you have Siren's trinket, so that's okay.
No, Siren has Siren's trinket.
Oh yeah, you returned Siren's trinket to Siren. Wow.
I returned
Like-
everything of Siren.
So
Returned to Siren.
I believe that you rolled for a trinket and you said, this trinket is stupid, I don't want it. So I said, like, fine, I give it to Joshua then.
I don't know.
That's possible.
I think that's what I remember.
That's quite Amber-ish, like.
Yeah, definitely. It's like, what do I do with a book that I can't read? Why do I even have this? It doesn't make sense. Okay. Yeah. So you guys make your way. Double checking. Oh yeah, stream is working. Everybody's happy. You guys make your way into Candlekeep itself. Let's see what I can tell you about it. So they open the door, one of the double doors, which looks to be like 3 times the size of a big man. And they open it just a smidge so you guys can enter. And when you enter, you reach... oh, what was it called again? I had it written down. The Court of Air. Inside the Court of Air itself, it's all like plastered stone floors. The ground. There are no trees and no wells. But you can see several buildings as you come inside. As well as like 12 towers aligning the walls of the Court of Air. And Philaster Fisk leads you inside and says, "Ah, we have reached the Court of Air. Here, all of us can take baths, go to the hearth to have a hearty meal." He points to a house where he proclaims the baths will be for relaxing. Over there is that's the house of the Binder, the house of Binder. It's a temple to Ugma. He points to a temple. The house of rest is where we will be sleeping. It's connected to the hearth itself, which is the inn. Which is the inn where we can eat. And we should probably take our horses to the stables over there. You guys approach the stables and...
Siren looks with a bit nervously at his wardrake.
So Siren, Elturel is...
Siren, silence. Sorry. My
Hey,
mistake.
Siren, what are you doing here? Didn't notice you approaching.
Silence kicks Siren off the wardrake and jumps on.
Yeah, exactly.
Get off my wardrake! Silence. Elturel is famous for its hell riders. Like, you guys are literally like the riders of Rohan from Lord of the Rings. All like riding horses and dealing with horses is like second nature to you. So I'm assuming that your wardrake is specifically trained to work with horses and not eat them or scare them.
Oh, the wardrake is. The horses aren't.
Yes.
It's just, you know, it's just by the smell and the noise that it
Giant
makes.
animal, panic! Ah!
It's a predator, you know.
Yep.
Even if it does not predate on anything.
Yeah, they will accept your horses and say, "Ah, welcome, seekers. I shall take the horses and feed them for you." As he nudges for you to get off your horses.
Well, Silence gets off.
Alright. He leads the horses inside the stable. Two other monks in robes come over to the Wardrake and put their hands on the reins and
I will explain to the Wardrake that they will take care of him. That these
Alright.
people are friends.
Roll me
and
an
not
animal
fools.
handling check then.
These people are friends.
No, I want to roll persuasion since he understands my language. Okay, animal handling. Here it goes. I mean,
That's an 8.
that's an 8.
So, what do I do here?
I mean, it is a civilized beast, you know, but if it wants to be like rude,
I
or
mean,
rowdy,
so he looks to be like, he looks stoic, like he snuffs his nostrils as like a plume of smoke comes out, and he accepts to be taken away to the stables, but he's upset. You just hurt his pride, getting taken off by these scurvy monks. That's not a way to treat a Wardrake.
by the gods, this beast.
The maintenance.
What is this? What is this, Witcher? Suddenly.
No,
It
I
doesn't-
believe it's a cursed woman.
Roach is upset.
It doesn't bite, I will shout at the monks. And snicker.
Okay. Whatever you say, Seeker. Next to the stables itself is what looks to be a building that is the granary of the Candlekeep, where they keep a lot of the resources to keep this place fed. It's quite sizable, this area itself. There are not many monks out here, so people don't chill at the Court of Air. They only traverse from one building to the other, and you know, stay outside if they want some sun in their faces, but usually they are all indoors. Philaster Fisks allows you, so we should meet up with my mistress at once. You know?
Get some sun in their faces and stay indoors when they would stand in front of a window.
Wow.
I mean, that's a point, Ember, but we have more pressing matters than discussing windows, I guess. We should meet up with Silvira Savicas.
Does it have to be now? Well then.
I mean,
Lead us, Mr. Fisk.
we can take some time. I could send a messenger, let her know we are here, so, you know, we don't bust in.
You know, I must admit to being quite a bit tired. The road might have been easy, but the fight was not. And...
Oh, when can I check the books? Can I see the books now?
Wasn't the fight like a day ago or so?
That's actually my question, though. Was it like were we like on the road for like 3 days or something?
Ah yes, we shall speak to the keeper. You guys walk over to what looks to be an emerald door. And in front of it stand to be like 6 people. One of them is like a tall, green dragonborn.
Ooh! Silence completely perks up. Like,
And he says, Mr. Fisk, I see you have returned. Who are your guests? Falasker will say, ah yes, Keeper, these are seekers. They have come with me to for a mission I've been sent to Baldur's Gate for. They've helped me a great deal. He says, Seekers, huh? Welcome to Candlekeep. I'm the keeper of the Emerald Door, making sure that all Seekers have a place to sleep and so you know where you have to go. I will arrange for the rooms for you to stay in. Also, if you need any books or readings, you can enter these towers. And he points to like the 12 towers that align the walls. They look to be like built into the walls itself. And there are doors like some pilgrims and monks walk through them. Inside there, monks will take your requests to read books in a vast library of Candlekeep. We also provide services for copying, as well as selling spell books or spell scrolls if you need to.
Is it possible to borrow a book to one's room, O Great Keeper?
That is not possible.
Ah.
The books shall be delivered into the towers itself. We call them the rooms itself the necessariums, where you meet and research with the monks. Inside there, the monks will deliver the books from the Great Library and oversee your research. Copying shall not be permitted, but we shall copy for you for a fee. Sounds straightforward enough. Do you have any questions?
Well, I would like to know more about you, Keeper. It is for me an auspicious occasion, as I have just, for the first time in my memory, met another such as I.
He looks you over and says, "Ah, yes."
He just realizes I'm a Dragonborn like now. Oh yeah, that's actually a Dragonborn. Yeah, I see like 5 of them every day, you know, different ones.
Yeah, he slides his tail around a bit and says,
He has a tail?
"Yes, yes."
Super
Don't you
surprised.
have one as well?
No.
But on the picture, there's
Yes.
one.
The picture is a reference,
Ah,
not accurate.
Yeah, I stole that picture somewhere. I'm deep.
crossover. How do? This is so weird. You are Dragonborn without the tail. How do you keep the balance? That sounds so off.
Do you know that actually in DnD RWR Dragonborn don't have tails?
I don't know. My D&D never had any Dragonborn. That's 5th edition bullshit.
But
Well,
Zonalar,
you see that this Dragonborn does have a tail.
but yeah, Zonalar said specifically that I can choose whether mine
Oh,
does.
yeah,
or
I
doesn't.
remember there used to be like hound dragons and stuff like that, and those had tails. So
There still are, and they still have tails and wings and are monsters
what's the
and are
difference
bad.
from so Dragonborn are just even smaller, like part of the dragon, right?
So
Well, those are quite a lot of questions you have. I mean, I am willing to answer some of them. I come from the kingdom of Am to the south of here. But, due to circumstances, I've left the kingdom. Finding Candlekeep has been quite a fortuitous turn in my life. So I am one of the avowed now. I sworn an oath to protect this place and to live here, just like many of the monks, just like Philaster Fisk himself.
has he?
Yeah, Philaster Fisk's not. Well, you know, my position allows me to leave Candlekeep and serve the city itself and my mistress, the Archmagus, on missions outside of Candlekeep. We also
Wait,
have, you know, small, what's it called? Like places where you set up shop in some of the cities, like Waterdeep and Luskan And you
Wait,
know,
and you still have to present a new book when you want to return home?
why yes.
That's harsh.
Yeah, you have to be an archmage yourself of Candlekeep or a very good friend of the city in order to enter without presenting a gift. Also, your stay shall be 10 days, no day more. Remember that. I guess I should also mention that you shall not return after leaving for at least a month. For entrance shall not be permitted again.
That's a lot of rules that we are learning quite late, I would say.
Well, you know, I didn't think that it would be really important for you to know. Like 10 days should be more than enough. I don't think we need to return in such a short time.
Just, I guess I don't like surprises.
Well, rules are rules.
Of course. He almost he slams his hand on his chest in a military way, of course, rules are rules. Of course, rules. Yes.
So where can I see the books? Can I see the books now?
Well, one of my monks will lead you to the House of Rest, where you can put down any equipment and dress up. And then you can do whichever you want. I don't imagine you wish to carry around your weapons everywhere you go. Although it's not forbidden. Alright. So he nods to one of the monks who seems to be also like a shield dwarf. And he nods over to you. Follow me, lads. He leads you to the hearth itself, and you guys enter the inn, and through the inn you go there are many tables. It appears to be like between 20 to 30 people are here at all times, eating and talking and reading scrolls. And he leads you to a set of double doors, more double doors, where it's like a bunk room situation. There are several bunks, and each bunk room has up to 10 people. And they're like bunk beds, 2 beds on top of each other, situated. There are several footlocker chests, one for each bed itself. Well, here you can situate yourself. Get ready. If you need anything, you can ask the keeper anytime. If you want to read the books, enter the towers by the necessarium.
So
the bath is free. As for anyone who has gained entrance, can bath as long as they want. Although I guess that's a waste of time if you enter Candlekeep. But you know.
That's what you might think.
Yeah, it is. Show me the books now.
Show me the books.
Show me the books.
Get to the library.
That was so perfect.
That was so good, yes.
Get to the library.
Alright.
Cannot do it that well.
I cannot at all. No, I will never do it again. Zonalar is too good.
So, you guys, who here, what do you guys do by the bunk beds? Are you relaxing, taking some gear off, storing them, or are you nah, let's keep going?
So this is a barracks situation?
Yeah,
basically?
kind of. Yeah, they're it's 6 rooms all together, 60 beds for people to stay in, but it's 10 beds in one room.
Well, I guess that Silence will start taking off and do we have to share the room with anybody? like our little group?
So currently nobody is in here, but you can see some gear, and you know
Oh, okay.
some beds
What is
that seem
nobody
to
doing
be
here?
slept in.
Well then, Silence is starting to take off his gear and preparing to head to the bath.
Nobody waves at you, Amber.
Hi, nobody.
Fuck
Emma
off!
is going to put some gear away, lay down in bed, and fall asleep.
Aren't you not going to the bath, young lady? We've been several days on the road. You know that dirt attracts evil, especially if it's behind your nails.
Amber, you wake up at the dragon constantly talking at you.
No, I don't.
You don't? You just
Like, if
you're
she's
just
really
like,
tired.
you're just like out.
Yes.
Okay. Then he's like, ah, well, I guess not.
You talk to a stone. She's a gemstone.
Yeah.
Well, I
The
don't know.
bugbear is already gone. Like he just threw his back on the bed and just disappeared.
I think Silence looks over to Amber and then looks back to Tal, and Tal is gone where he
Tal
used to
is
be.
not there, yeah.
It's like a cloud of yourself that dissipates.
Yes.
Also, Tal, you're a hobgoblin, not a bugbear.
Yeah, hobgoblin. Yeah.
He
Oh,
sees in his head there's this dotted outline where Tal was supposed to be, but it's no.
Yeah. What about
Yeah, because
Squeegee and Nipple?
Fun fact: I originally wanted to make him a bugbear only because I can call him Hugbear
Oh.
because that would suit his personality so well.
I would punch you in the face for that.
So Squeegee is jumping on a bed up and down. Yay!
Squeegee, don't do that. Some people have to make these beds.
Roll me a persuasion leadership check.
Oh, how do I roll leadership? I just roll persuasion.
Yes.
The appropriation.
Add your renown to it.
Ha! How much is my renown? I'll check. I have it somewhere in my notes. I have a code.
No, that's your phone.
Holding it in.
Guys, I'm sorry, I'm very phony.
Yes.
Oh,
You found it in.
Why
look-
do I don't... I distinctly remember like putting renown on my sheet, but now I can't remember it. Now I can't find it. That's lame. I think it was like 2 or something.
It was. I have written down 1 as the party and 2 as Amber individually. Since you went when we got a 2, I think you have 2.
I think I have 2. Okay, so persuasion.
I thought I gave you a renown for doing the thing with the guy.
Yeah, I think so. Like I just don't know where I put it on the sheet. I'll just have to find it.
Yeah, Squeegee
Also,
is like, yes,
so
sir.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we got a point of renown for that. Is that for the party or for him?
What?
No, for the guy that was for me, I think.
Yes.
Then you should have 3 points.
3 points, right? Yeah. I'll just check where I put it down. I have to like quickly switch off my mic. I'll be right back.
All right. Ipo, what are you doing?
I guess I will be just staring at the another dragonborn that we just found.
What did you find? Oh, the Dragonborn? Oh, he's by
Yes.
the door, and you guys are inside now, a building. So you cannot see him.
Okay, so I go back to him and just stare at him.
Yeah. I mean, he doesn't look, but some of the monks that stand by the door as well notice. And one of the other monks approaches you. Hello, little guy. Do you need help with something?
Did Kobold
Hi.
true or is he alive?
Oh my, are you a tall kobold?
Oh, am I what?
A tall kobold.
Talk?
No, Tal is hobgoblin.
I guess you can see Tal is being led off into one of the towers. Is that no? I mean, Yes, for a kobold you're quite tall.
Oh yes, I am. Also, hi, I'm Ipo.
Hello, Ipo. I'm Mara. Wow, you're so cute. She starts petting you. So does Ipo like being pet, or is this like super weird?
It's super weird. Like, what the fuck are you doing? So now I'm just staring at him or her or something.
Yeah, it's a woman.
Okay, so just I'm staring at her and doing the poker face like, okay.
Are you doing Pikachu face? What?
No, just poker face.
Oh, okay.
Just no mimic at all.
Alright, Ipo, do you need something?
No, I don't, thank you.
Okay. Well, enjoy your day, Seeker.
Thank you, see something.
Alright, How long
This
do
is
you
how
wish? How long do you wish to stare at him?
Till his eyes roll out of his skull and seek something else to look at.
I just want to know,
I-
you know, like how hard is he trying? How hard are you trying to keep looking at him?
Till I get hungry, I guess.
Roll me a Constitution check then.
Oh my god.
Also, did you read the Discord message I put
Yes,
in?
yes, I did.
How dare you?
Constitution saving throw?
Yes.
Or is there...
Now we are finding out if you become hungry first or not. Oh yes. Oh, I mean, you stared him for like 20 seconds, and then you feel the hunger, and you remember the smell of roasted meat in that tavern.
Oh, but I have no money.
Actually,
Oh.
you should.
The Dragonborn looks down at you. Well, food is for free once you entered, you know.
Okay, I will eat everything I can. Which is not that much because I'm a fucking kobold.
Enjoy your
Kobold.
stay, Seeker
Fact,
people.
every kobold eats 3 times his own weight in food each day.
No, only when he is allowed to. But I think Candlekeep will soon have that record somewhere, you know, that kobolds eat 3 times their own weight in food each day.
So, Ipo, on the one hand, you're really hungry and food is for free. On the other hand, the Dragonborn turned to talk to you. What do you do?
I
You
will
eat-
go to eat something.
Obvious choice is eat the Dragonborn while you talk to him.
So,
It's 2 weeks and I found 2 dragons. 3 dragons actually. So I'm pretty happy.
do you count the Cambion as a dragon? Who was the
No,
third one? Oh, the water egg.
Yes.
Gotcha. I guess Witchy doesn't count.
She's a cop.
No, she's a kobold.
Obviously. And you a kobold? No, I'm a dragon. But what am I? You're a kobold.
Yes, exactly.
That's actually the most beautiful subdivision.
We go back to silence as he turns to Al and is like, right, Tal? And Tal is gone. And then you turn to Ipo, and Ipo is gone too. And Fia says, well, I guess I will go take a bath. And all the soldiers and the veteran are like, oh yeah, a bath sounds really nice. Why don't we go too? Yes, right. Like all 6 of them leave.
I wanted to go to bath.
Do you
This
want...
is how this party is dissolved.
Yeah, party dissolved.
Okay, Silas, do you want to go to the bath too?
Yes.
All right.
Also, a side note: Silence has like no modesty, no like body shame. Doesn't really understand like gender differences much. So yeah, hilarity ensues. Also,
So-
is not really attracted to men or women that much. So it's like
So the baths itself, they have like it's like a Roman setup, where they have like hot baths, warm baths, and cold baths.
awesome.
And you can do the thing. You go like you start with hot and then warm, then cold, to like lower the body temperature over time. As well as they have some baths where you just chill, and a bath that's and they don't really like all of the baths are mixed gender, but if you're like in a group, you just go to a bath as a group normally. But there are no real like established rules or cultural rules here, as most people are pilgrims that come from different places to seek knowledge.
So Silence totally avoids the hot bath, quickly dips in the warm bath, and then goes to chill in the one that people use for like getting cooled down, and
Yeah.
he just like lies there and is like super confused that nobody wants to like share the cool bath with him, and everybody wants to chill in some like more pleasurable water, but to him, because he's like super he super likes cold, so he's like super happy there.
I think we see Squeechy in one of the baths with, a towel on her head.
Totally.
It's like a turban.
Yeah.
And in every bath that Thea is going, suddenly like all soldiers are joining her for some reason. And they're like awkwardly doing small talk. It's like the most awkward scene ever.
It's great that Thea has wings and so can hide herself modestly behind her wings.
We will have to double check with the player what if that's a thing.
Also, have you ever smelled wet feathers?
No, I smelled wet dog, not wet feathers.
Nah, like if wet dog smells for you, wet feathers are like 3 or 4 times worse. Wet feathers smell really bad.
Oh wow. Okay.
It's for red feathers from a bird or just
anything that uses feathers to fly.
Now I just imagine the wings are in a plastic bag zipped closed. So they don't get wet. Oh man. Okay.
I think Avariel take care of their wings in other ways than normal birds.
So
Possibly.
Birds are smelly animals, so
now that we've managed to split up the party one member at a time, let me roll for assassination.
Okay. In Candlekeep, go ahead.
can I choose to fail?
Yes. Yes, you can. I guess the first thing we do is Talahalnan. What books are you interested in, Mr. Seeker? Good sir?
He will take anything. First thing of interest for him will definitely be like technology. If he can find anything on this, so I guess they will have lots of books he already read because Hallerua has quite a library on the topic. But he will check if there's just to make sure if there's anything he missed. And then he will continue on to magic and pretty much anything he gets his hand on.
Alright, I guess so. One of the... he brings like 6 books out that are about technology. Like various things. Some of them, like one of them is written by a rock gnome that talks about tinkering. A book is written in Dwarfish. It's quite a tome. It's like steel plates that are connected each other with rings, iron rings. Can you read Dwarfish?
Yes, I believe so. I gave him the most usual languages that would be used to, write this kind of stuff. So.
Okay. Yeah, it's a book about the processing and creation of the mammoth chain.
Nice. If he doesn't know it already, he will definitely read.
It's from what you hear. I mean, you get to it before it is mentioned in the book, as you puzzle it together. This is how the chain that is being used in Baldur's Gate was created, where it was created, and how they got the what's it called? The mixture of metals just right that the chain is strong but also flexible enough that they will not break under huge stress, and also and how they delivered it to Baldur's Gate. I mean, it is the biggest chain in the Sword Coast, so it is interesting, but it's not really new technology. It's just very refined one.
If it's interesting, he will read it. Like, he reads really quickly. Like, he, with his intelligence and, let's say, quirks, like,
And
artistic, he probably reads, like, really quickly. So, you will get through those 6 books in a matter of hours, easily.
All right.
And then continue with more books and just keep reading. And it would be kind of hard to get him from there, or even make him to eat and do stuff like that. Like, he's in his domain right now.
Yeah. Oh, it's super cool. Unicorn, you had a question?
That is in the chat.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, you can do that.
Also,
You can see what is happening, Unicorn.
No, it's not my actual character, so I'm not. Well, it is my character, but it's not the character I'm currently playing.
Okay.
Also, now I'm going to ask because I'm very forgetful. Did we level up, or we kept it that we are going to level up sometimes during this session?
Leveling up is either like at the end or next session.
Oh, at the end of next session. Okay, I'm just asking to see if I didn't miss it. Okay.
Yeah, not yet.
Great.
Yeah, so technology. So personally, I don't have much about technology. I think for you find some interesting tidbits on technology itself. But so they have some books on Gond, like that's. I think he's the god of invention.
Yeah, he is. Well, as I said, like, it's most likely that he will already know most of those books.
Yeah.
Because so he will just check if there's something new, and then he will continue on to anything regarding Baldur's Gate, Hell, weird cults, and so on. Anything that kind of relates to stuff they are solving now and that could be useful.
All right. What do you want to know? Baldur's Gate. I mean, it's a city.
In general, regarding like cities falling into hell, whatever about demons and devils and stuff like that. Also regarding history of troubles in Baldur's Gate in general.
So you will get like 2 books. One of them is Baldur's Gate, like a guide to Baldur's Gate, written by Volo Gedam.
Yeah.
That talks about the city and its sites and its history. It used to be like a place at the coast where people would crash their ships on the shore because there were like blue lights glowing in the fog. But those were like people who lived at the shore, getting ships to ram at the coast and sink and then loot all of the treasures. And that has started to become like the foundation of Baldur's Gate. Those kinds of people brought wealth to this small village that formed the bedrock of Baldur's Gate. Then a guy called Baldur left the coast itself for years
that Balduran?
Yeah, Balduran, yes. And when he came back, he had so many riches that that he afforded, that he turned into a city, and he built like the first city gate.
Yeah, I know the story of Balduran and his disappearance and stuff like that.
Yeah. The other story is about how, oh man, which god was it? Who turned out to be using Baldur's Gate as his base, and has
Baal.
the god
Baal.
of Baal, and it's a story about how a hero came from.
So he was killed and he wanted to get resurrected, so he used the cult and his children pretty much to get resurrected.
Exactly. Yeah. But in the end, he was killed. So it has the whole story of Baldur's Gate 1 in a book.
Baal himself is not really killed because, God stuff really cannot be killed in general completely, but the children got mostly killed.
Yeah,
Most of them. Some of them survived and had their children, so there's probably like people with Baal's blood even now.
Yeah, exactly.
Baal's blood?
Blood of balls.
Blood of balls.
Blood balls.
You are the worst, sir.
Bloody balls?
Yes.
Alright.
That's a thing in Baldur's Gate. Anyway, what he was more interested about, not just general history, but the stuff. He will like look for anything related to hell or cities falling to hell, anything that could actually help them right now. So he will look into stuff regarding history and planes, specifically to the hell, stuff like that.
Yeah, you brought a book about the different planes. Specifically, the book about the outer planes. So I mean, I myself have to scroll for all that knowledge right now, so...
Yeah, I'm just saying that he will look into it. Like, you don't have to read it. Or
you look through the planes, there is the 7 heavens of Mount Celestia. You turn the pages and you go to the twin paradises of Bytopia, the blessed fields of Elysium, the wilderness of the Beastlands, the Olympian glades of Arborea, the heroic domains of Isgard, the ever-changing chaos of Limbo. And you're just like, it's like pages over pages you're going through as you reach like the next chapter title. And the windswept depths of Pandemonium.
It's just, let's make it this short. He's just pretty much looking for anything that could be like important or help them out, or anything regarding the weird cult that's following them, and Baldur's Gate falling into the hell, and the stuff that's happening right now.
Okay, yeah, you start like skip. Yes. 9 hells of Bator. You find an entrance. The river Styx bubbles with grease, fouls, flotsam, and the putrid remains of battles along its banks. Creatures that touch the river Styx are affected by feeble mind, which is a spell, but it's a more primal form of it that robs you of your intelligence. It churns through the top layers of Acheron, the 9 hells, Gehenna, Hades, Carceri, and the Abyss and Pandemonium. There are people that are on the river Styx itself that will lead passengers from plane to plane. Those that ships that sail such ships are sometimes fiends or souls of dead creatures from the material plane. So if you want to, that is a common way of traveling the outer planes. Now I want you to roll me a check.
Okay.
Do you have a specific skill that would be useful here?
Investigation, maybe?
Yeah, investigation sounds perfect.
No, history, but investigation sounds the best. To be honest. Ah, it rolls.
So this takes you longer than anticipated as you go from book to book. It's also the monks take quite some time to get to the books. Some of them are more known, others less so. So it's a time-consuming process for you. But you do get the information. There's also something called the Infinite Staircase that also connects the planes itself, and you walk up and down the staircase and you open a door to reach a plane. The difficult part is knowing which door to go through.
Interesting.
Yeah, there's also what looks to be a small entrance about the City of Doors. Known
I would
as...
probably be interested by that because
Yeah,
super important place.
the City of Doors is under control of the Raven Queen, and it is a place where many portals and doors exist that leads to different dimensions, and it is where most of interplanar trade is being done.
It's still Sigil. Like Sigil didn't change much, right?
Yes, they are talking about Sigil here. At one point you find the name Sigil.
I mean, just like I know Sigil very well, but because like that's my most favorite place. But I know the old Sigil, like the Planescape Torment Sigils.
Yeah.
I wonder if it changed dramatically.
Yeah, you can imagine Planescape Torment Sigil.
Okay.
Tell us more about Sigil. Actually, I think you know more than I do. So.
Well, I played the game like 20 times, but it has been
yeah,
since
what would be common knowledge that can be found in one of like the biggest library in Faerun right now? That's
Sigil isn't that very well known, and the main reason for that is because it's kind of easy to get in, but very few people get from there. At least they don't usually get to the same place they started with, because it's very hard to find the way back, the right portal.
Yes.
And in general, like there's more portals going into Sigil or the plane in general than going out. So in general, there's very few info because there's no one who would bring the info, right? Very few people that got through. So there will be like. Information. The city itself is quite large. It's placed inside a big ring, so you can like see from one half of the city the other half, and it will be right above your head. It's like this huge ring, and the ring is literally like covered with the city. It has several different parts, but
yeah, it's like a donut.
Yeah, it's like exactly. It's like a donut, and the city is on its inner side. And well, it's very quirky. There's like all races from everywhere, like from Eberron and from Forgotten Realms and from like any other realm you can pretty much imagine, because pretty much the idea is the doors goes everywhere.
Yes.
There's also few specific races that only live there, or maybe used to live somewhere else, like lots of a long time ago, but now only live in Sigil. There's lots of lots of Gitzerai and Githyanki, because those settled Sigil fairly, like more than most of other races.
Yeah, I think we can keep it at that. So
yeah,
so this book is written from the perspective of an archmage that made a planeshift travel to Sigil.
Yeah, and now archmage probably would be able to get back after some trouble. Like it wouldn't be easy, but it would be possible.
Yeah. And this is like also the case of if you can use the
some of the major organization, like the beggars and the dead.
So yeah, this book is like the biggest things you need to know about Sigil is you need to find a way out again. Like that's the part that it's focused the most, as well as like the queen herself and the do's and don'ts, so you don't get your skin flayed off your body by her looking at you, as well as some curious, like if you ever want to buy something, Sigil is the place to go because.
Well, yeah, kind of like the most weirdest stuff from pretty
Yes.
much anywhere. Those it can be hard to buy anything there because there's no like common currency. It's like just barter, really.
Yeah. And then you reach the 9 hells. The 9 hells of barter. So there are different layers here. So you know no planar portals connect directly to the lower layers of the 9 hells by Asmodeus' orders. As such, the first layer of Avernus is the arrival point for visitors to the plane. It's a rocky wasteland with rivers of blood and clouds of biting flies. Fiery comets occasionally fall from the darkened sky and leave fuming impact craters behind. There are empty battlefields littered with weapons and bones, showing where the legions of the 9 hells met enemies of their native soil and prevailed. There is the Archduchess Zariel that rules Avernus, supplanting her rival Belle, who was the previous owner, who has fallen out of Asmodeus' favor and is forced to serve as Zariel's advisor. Tiamat, the queen of evil dragons, is a prisoner on this layer, that rules her own domain.
Yeah, he will definitely like read through this very carefully and maybe makes some notes because this is like very interesting and he thinks this could be helpful if they have to deal with this, the Baldur's Gate going to hell business.
Yeah. So Zariel's seat of power is a soaring basalt citadel festooned with partially incinerated corpses of guests who failed to earn her favor. She appears as an angel who once beautiful skin and wings have been ruined by fire. Her eyes burn with a furious white light.
Did she actually used to be a Celestial?
He used to be an archangel.
I think you can figure this out by this book. There is a note, like it's written as a note inside that she used to be an angel. Yes.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, he will probably at this moment just stop for a moment and then flip part of the book back and read again the part about angels.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, no, you can confirm she used to be an angel.
Okay. How like does he have any idea how usual it is for like angel to become the devil master of hell?
So this is something that is unheard of. This is not knowledge that comes to mind. Like this is not something that is being preached by the churches or being talked about by cultists. You have never heard of something like this, an angel becoming a devil.
Interesting. He will probably try if he can like find more information, like any other book about hell or her specifically.
Yeah.
But this
So you are looking for what exactly, Seeker? You want to know more about this woman?
Yes.
Zariel. It's going to take a while. Can you return tomorrow? I need to spend all day searching for this name.
Of course. I might if you don't mind, I will just keep reading other books. So
of course, you can stay here and read as long as you want to.
Wonderful.
All
okay,
right.
he will just keep reading whatever comes really into his
Yeah.
head. He's like a sponge that gathers all of the knowledge nearby. So
Do you wish to read all day and then all night?
yeah, he will probably read until either he like passes on the book, or until Silence just comes for him and drags him to.
Yeah,
just
that's
some
what I
rest.
wanted to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that will happen. Actually, like usually it would be Thea or Silence, and Thea isn't here, so it will be probably on Silence.
So, why don't you... I think Twitch cannot read what's happening in chat. Silence, what is happening in chat?
Silence met an elven, I think, woman that seems to have like a little like feathery fluff on her. No, little like hairy fluff on her ears, and she seems like to be some kind of super special elf from far north beyond the spine. And they started chatting, you know, like small talk. Like nobody understands the effects of cold water like we do, and they are all, you know, barbarians, and where are you from and what are you doing here. And now he learned that she's a scholar, and
All right.
yeah, something like that.
So,
But he will probably soon leave her.
yeah, what do you guys want to do next? If you want, we can have a scene about both of you guys and Unicorn's other secret character who has not been shown yet. Or we can continue to a different scene.
I don't really care one way or another. If I think that question for Unicorn is if Silence just now like gets up and like, you know, politely excuses himself from the rest of the conversation, if the elf would be like interested enough to want to see what Silence is going to be doing, because Silence also has some book searching to do and also has to keep tabs on Tal, because he realized very quickly that Tal has got an unhealthy obsession with knowledge.
Let's skip like 3 hours.
Oh yeah.
So you guys maybe had some baths, maybe had something to eat, maybe not. Those that are not busy sleeping or reading a book, let's say you guys meet up. So at least we have Ippo and Silence in the same room.
Probably. Yes. Because Silence also wanted to go and read a book, but yeah, he will totally like meet up with Ippo. He's also hungry for good food, so I think they will meet over food.
Yeah. Ippo, you are sharing like a roasted pork with the 4 soldiers and veteran right now.
Is he sharing though? That's the question.
I mean, he's like fighting like strongly over it with these soldiers. Like, that's mine. Give it over here. I got some. Nom, 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 nom.
Right, Ippo?
I guess so.
Well, then Silence totally comes in like chastising you, wearing like super wearing like plain robes. Like, Ippo, this is no way to behave. You have to share with our friends and allies and associates.
I wanted to eat the eye, Ippo.
Yeah, Ippo, give him the eye. Wait, you already ate it. Don't give him the eye.
Yeah.
You already had it in his mouth.
Yeah. So, what's your plan here, Ippo? You seem to be like a, you know, person interested in books or whatnot.
Oh, do I?
I mean, you always read that book that you have. You've never shown it to me, although, like, I've seen part of it at the gates, and it looked bad.
But it's pretty interesting, to be honest. Look, Master. I will show you a book.
So what does Silence see in this necromancy picture book? Are there, like, you know, drawings of people taking organs out of bodies or something to create liches?
Imagine just picture of one human covered in cape and and with a staff and skull on it, and then another dead man, and after there's a picture of that man that is standing on his legs, and he's a zombie, and that's pretty much everything.
Oh,
Well.
okay. So I was imagining, and you tell me, Lau, that this book inside has like a ritual, and it's like described step by step how to devote yourself to a certain, a creature, and to bind him with a pact as well. What
That's
do you
too much
think?
complicated for Ipo.
Yeah, no, it's like how to build your Lego car. It's like one picture at a time. Like here, put the candles here, right down on the floor, then recite this stuff here.
Since it's necromancy book for children, can it all be like the child illustrations, like really colorful and cute?
Full of colors. Yeah,
Sure.
I mean, all of that can be in the book, I guess.
I mean, that sounds super weird. I don't know what kind of lich would do that, but yes.
A lich who knows that its student is an idiot.
Yes.
That's the only reason.
So it's basically Cobalt Lich.
For my immortal life, whether I recruit them as babies or as elderly, doesn't matter.
Yeah, like any smart lich would know he needs to target the younger generation.
Oh man, he talked with his guide. It's like, look, I'm projecting this. This is our 7-year plan.
Just do the ritual, you can become smart when you have eternity.
We have to
100
we have them to swear their oath. When they don't know what they do, then we make them smart.
You remember Kel'Thuzad from the old Warcraft?
Yes.
Like 100 gold a year in childcare, and they call it a cult? Yeah, exactly. Good lich invests in the younger generation to get cultists. Well, Ipo, I like, look, this is strange stuff. Are you sure that this is what you want to be doing with your life? Didn't you want to go find some dragons or something?
But I did find dragons.
I've told you several times, neither me, nor Bahu, nor Squeegee are dragons. I am what is called a dragonborn. And my race was actually created by dragons, but we are not dragons.
But we are dragonborn.
Yes.
So you has been born to the dragons?
No, it means I'm born to serve the dragons, which I do not really wish to do, as was intended. Although there is one dragon, and like Silence grabs his holy symbol, which is like a pendant shaped in the shape of like a basically it's like a dragon pendant, and he's like, the good dragon god Bahamut, you could serve that dragon. And then one day, if you do a lot of good deeds in your life, one day when you die, your soul would go to meet him.
That sounds like too much effort.
Yes, because effort makes your soul stronger, while laziness and, quick shortcuts make your soul lazy and weak.
This is the moment where the potatoes are brought to the table, like steaming hot potatoes. Who wants potatoes? I want some.
Give me them!
I guess Silence just like, well, Ipo, you have good fun here, but think about what I've told you.
Okay, master.
And just like grabs one hot potato,
Oh yeah, it's
juggling it, juggling it in his hands while walking away from the table.
And this is how hot potato was invented.
Exactly. Somebody took potatoes and then made them hot. And somebody else wanted to eat them. No, but Silence will go to the library, actually. And to one of the libraries.
Yeah, so it's called the Necessariums.
Yeah.
So there are like 12 towers. I mean, you just pick one of them. Or, alright, and the monks lead you inside. It's like a honeycombed structure itself, the rooms. Like there are 6 walls. There's a door for you to enter, as well as a door that leads outside, which you assume leads like either to the rest of the tower or outside of the tower.
Well, I would ask the monks. Because Silence is like super overwhelmed by this whole thing. He's not a very library type, he's not a library type guy. He's mostly wandering through the libraries looking for Tal, because he's like, I don't know these people, but I know Tal, and Tal will definitely help me when I find him.
Yeah. Imagine the rooms that you go through. They look like meeting rooms with like long tables, many chairs, and like in some of them there are already monks and people studying of different races: humans, elves, dwarves. You see some gnomes, a very few halflings. But there also seems to be like a short blue guy that you're not sure if it's like a sick goblin or something. Very weird.
Well, I will also try to ask the monks about the short, like very, in a very cautious, private way. I would be like, I've never seen a species. What species is he? Or is it even a he? I'm not sure.
Oh, that... Well, we don't really... We don't have them often as visitors, It's a SWAT. I'm showing it to the stream as well.
Wait, but Silence knows these guys. They are evil. Wait a minute, but that's a SWAT that reads books? I know them only as like highwaymen and robbers of good people on the farmsteads around Elturel and Baldur's Gate.
Oh yeah, I mean, they're like worse than kobolds if you ask me. Like somewhere on the level of goblins, but less recognizable and dumber. But for some reason he really wanted to read a book. And he brought, a journal about a SWAT chieftain that he killed. I mean, that's the story going around.
Must have stolen it anyways. Well, yeah, let's be off then. I'm looking for my friend Tal. He should be somewhere where there's
like a deep sigh. It's like he's not even leaving to get something to eat. I think we can hear his stomach growl through like 3 rooms. I will lead you the way. You enter the room where Tal is consuming books. I think there's like 3 dozen books like stacked on top of each other as he's sitting
around
on
him. And he just have 2 piles, and one is already read and one is to read.
Yes.
Tal?
No reaction. The cat though just jumps from his shoulder and just goes to you and rubs on your legs and then meows at you, and obviously it wants something.
Make some clicking noise. Click, clack, click.
Well, Silence tries to ignore the cat as much as he can because it's really like putting him off.
Meow.
The meme like... the meme like, Mom, the evil cat is in the house again. And it's looking at me.
Yeah, the cat just meows at you and then makes few circles around Tal and it actually looks kind of distressed.
Yeah, well, Silence is distressed as well. So Silence will just go to Tal and will gently like shake his shoulder. Tal, Halnan?
That's the most unenthusiastic cat I have ever heard.
What?
Mau.
What? Oh, silence. Do you need something?
Hey, what are you reading there?
Oh, well, it's
Halfling
He
recipes.
closes the book and looks at the cover.
It's halfling recipes.
Yes.
Yes. And,
102 ways to cook a halfling.
No. I have recipes from halflings. Not how to recipe a halfling.
It's quite interesting, actually. They are using a surprisingly scientific approach when it comes to cooking.
Yes. Perfect.
They are very thorough.
Hey, actually, you know, I needed your help with something, but you look like you need help yourself.
No, I don't need help. I'm very good at libraries. I spent most of my life in library when I wasn't at the university, at least. And the library is part of university, so technically I had been at the university the whole time.
When is the last time you ate something?
Yesterday at a fire camp?
What day it is again?
Well, it's still the day that we arrived, but it's getting really late, Tal, and you haven't, bathed
Oh, in
or
that case,
slept.
I'm pretty sure I ate yesterday.
Well, then you should eat something. The monks are even already,
Yeah, the monk that is attending you is like half asleep at the corner. It's like nodding off.
Also, I will need your help tomorrow with something, so I think you should get a good night's rest, and maybe something to eat. I brought you a potato. Now he takes out the potato that is now cold.
The monk,
great.
The monk wakes up and says, "Wait, no food by the books. It's illegal."
Well, you see, you will have to go eat something with me.
Stop right there, criminal scum.
Yeah, you get arrested.
Or Ipo will eat everything before we get there.
Oh, that's unlikely given his mass and size,
Well, that's what I thought as well, but you should see him. He's fighting off 5 soldiers at once with his mass and his size, trying to eat their portions.
Actually, I saw somewhere here something about kobolds, and it was like they can eat their weight in food per day. It was very, very fascinating. Well, all right, but I want to finish this. At least this one. Come on, 5 more minutes.
Well, okay. I will wait here, I guess. He starts eating the potato.
Okay.
No. You're not like the monks are getting really fuzzy as soon as you
So he
pull
just
out something to eat inside of a sacred, necessarium. You could besmudge the books, like you could spit all over it. This is impossible. You have to leave immediately if you would.
So he just throws the potato a bit up in the air and opens his big mouth.
They're super scared. What? Okay.
And now come the guards to arrest you.
See, no food.
Like illegal eating.
He's like grumbling.
Yeah, you will see that Tal just keeps flipping the pages really quickly. And he just scans the pages and flips the pages.
Oh yeah, the halflings, they have learned, they have like a whole system method of different grades of fire that they have developed so they can cook food precisely at the right, hotness.
Temperature.
Temperature, yes.
You realize, that this is saute that's so fascinating.
I still don't know that in real life.
Yeah, and he just keeps flipping the pages and this is so interesting. And he will actually finish the book rather quickly, in 10 minutes he finishes the book. And he glances at you quickly and he just reaches for another book. And you have very short window of opportunity to stop him.
Well, Silence will shake his head from side to side, looking intently at Tal.
Oh.
No, look, tomorrow is another day that you can fight these books.
Yeah, and the cat just jumps on the book he was about to take and just starts meowing at him and nagging at him, really.
Meow, meow, meow. Meow,
He's
meow,
like,
meow,
"Oh,
meow.
fine, I'm going."
Meow.
So yeah, he will get up and almost fall over because his legs just fell asleep while he was, sitting for so long.
Splash.
Well, Silence rushes in to, like, help him, straightens him up.
Oh,
Alright.
yeah, thanks. That happens sometimes. And do you know why? It's because as you sit, you cut circulation to your lower limbs, and
Yeah. How about you tell me about that while we, circulate our limbs?
It's like taking him away. He's giving him a lecture on why do you have the chilly legs when you stand up after sitting for a long time.
I don't have that.
It's like not like chilly. It's like
No, I know, but I mean, like, Silence doesn't have that. He's like,
oh
I don't
yeah,
have
Simon's
that.
like I don't have that. And he's like maybe it's because you have different body structure.
Why do you feed? How do you door?
Or do you sit for a long time? Like, actually, how do you, expel waste? Do you sit while doing that? And if you do sit for a long time? And do you take books with you sometimes?
It's actually pretty fast, and I just, like, crouch. Like, doesn't everybody crouch? Why are we talking about this? You are going to get food.
Well, we don't crouch in Halirua. We have toilets. And they are perfect. And you sit on them, and when you do that, you can also read. So you can do two things at once. It's perfect.
Doing too many things at once can lead to developing bad habits and overlooking things, and that's the way to the dark side.
Nonsense. Multitasking is the way of tomorrow.
Well, if you say so. So far, I've seen you multitasking yourself to almost, half asleep, super hungry, and your legs don't really work.
Nonsense. I'm not half asleep.
Yeah, shakes
He
down.
just falls asleep on your shoulder.
Shakes him a bit, brings him to the kitchen.
So let's just say that Amber is also in the kitchen, so we can have all the characters at the same place.
Yeah.
Sounds good, Amber?
Yes, sounds good.
So do we now have a montage, or does Amber have something interesting to say?
I mean, maybe you guys want to talk with each other what you want to do.
Oh, I totally want to talk, but I wanted to give Unicorn some space.
Yeah, with Amber at the table with you guys, so you guys can talk with each other. Unless you want to, like, skip that part where you are all together and split up again.
Nah.
Wait, what do you want to talk about? I want to eat.
You're all eating in silence.
I cannot eat in
We are
silence. They
eating
wouldn't
with
fit.
silence. We are not eating inside of him.
Yeah, that wouldn't
Disgusting.
fit. So, Val, I don't know what you've been reading today, but I was kind of I don't know how to search through knowledge stacks like you do, and I wanted to know more about the shield that we had with us and was stolen. We should determine how important that thing is.
Didn't your mother teach you to not talk with stuff in your mouth?
Yeah, he still keeps like talking with his full mouth as he keeps eating. So it's
Emma's going to pick up a hot potato with her left hand. If you speak again with a full mouth, I'm going to throw this in your face.
He thinks for a moment and then gives you a thumbs up and opens his mouth.
Well, yeah, and also we missed the obligatory "I have no mum" joke. Well, and I must scream.
That's I have no mouth and I must scream. I have no mom and I must scream.
I did it on purpose.
So, Silence, as you drink your drink, it's a citrusy cider, and it makes your eyes glow like an ASMR.
Oh, neat. Now I have dark vision for like 5 minutes.
I will just drink something non-alcoholic.
Yeah, and your eyes are glowing at the table, and the guards are like,
Yeah.
"Ooh, man, this is radical. Look at
Like
your
a-
eyes."
It doesn't glow like a laser pointer onto the table,
No.
and the cat is jumping.
Meow.
No, more like a torchlight, like a modern torchlight. Anyways, yeah, try the drinks. They are awesome and strange. So Tal, yeah, about the shield. That's like one thing, and then about what's happening to Elturel. You know, have you like maybe looked for something? I don't know.
Well, yes. I was able to find quite a lot of information about, one of the parts of hell. And,
Ipo, stop stabbing that soldier with that fork.
Haha! They're like fencing. Ding, 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 ding.
and well, it's quite fascinating because she used to be an angel, archangel actually,
Oh.
and she just kind of went bad. And now she rules this one part of hell.
Didn't we see a statue of an angel in the dungeon under Van Tamper Villa?
Yes.
Amber? Don't you remember that?
Yes, that's the one I broke, where I got the sword from and you got the mace from.
Interesting.
Oh yeah, and something about this mace as well. Like, does it have any like?
Can you
interesting-
describe it, in detail?
The angel?
Yes.
Well, I will try to do so. Zonala, should I roll something to
Uh,
describe the statue?
Yeah, roll me. What is a roll? Give me a perception check.
Oh, good. I thought you would say intelligence check. Then I would be like, well, I'm not really smart.
Oh yeah, that's right. Roll me perception with intelligence.
Oh, I hate you.
Can I help him because I spent the most time looking at the statue?
Well, that's 11.
Well, helping now is not helpful, but you can roll as well, Amber.
With the
Let's-
same?
Yeah, perception with intelligence. It's something you looked at like some time ago, so you're trying to remember.
So that's 11.
Oh.
It's a 1.
Wow.
Look, it doesn't.
It was
It's
an
a 1.
angel.
It's a
I saw
different
like-
character.
So it's like it's an angel, right? Yeah. it
No,
was-
the,
I
the,
think
the,
so.
the character sheet is this. It's just that Amber has a. This is a -1, and she has. It would be if it's with intelligence, it's a 0.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a 1.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah, no, I mean they are describing an angel, and Zariel used to be an angel, but there's no way to confirm or deny
Oh,
this.
I wrote persuasion. Yeah, doesn't matter.
Okay.
Could be
Well,
a 2.
Yes, that could have been her, but yeah, I really cannot tell from description. I would have to see the statue.
I
You're
mean,
like,
also,
it looks like an angel, it has 2 wings, it had a sword, it looked awesome. That's what I imagine.
yeah, kind of, yeah. So
It's like-
yeah, but it was being worshipped by these like devil worshipper cultists, and there was a demon summoned
Actually,
in that
what
room.
about his wings? How did the wings look like? Were they okay, or did they look like they could have been, incomplete or burned or damaged?
No, they looked like an okay pair of wings.
They look like Sia's wings.
See, because based on what I found in the book, her wings are damaged now, which makes sense because the celestial wings are probably not well suited to,
The climate.
if you can call it weather in hell. So the ash and smoke and the high temperatures probably cause damage to the wings, which is why now she is usually described as a beautiful, beautiful angel, or archangel even, but with damaged wings.
Are Ipo and the gods still fighting with their food?
I think they never stop. It's like an all-out
No.
brawl at this point.
Then Amber is going to
want
smash the
try
table,
use-
like hit the table with her fist. Stop playing with your food or you're all going to bed right now.
Why don't you roll me intimidation with your strength?
What did you want to say, Lalu? Because we talked over you.
I wanted to try use minor illusion to create the voice one of the guards to tell the other guards that he's a fool.
Oh,
And
you want
start
to
the fight.
you want to create mischief?
Yeah, you can roll me a deception check. And
me?
yes, you. I give you advantage for casting a spell. I'm a fool? Why? That's so mean.
Okay, and now I will steal his food.
You have obtained his plates filled with meat, potatoes, there's some beans on it, and some gravy. And it's like,
Wonderful.
and it's stuffed. It's like a overfilling plate. As the god is trying to explain that he didn't say anything, and he's like, "Yeah, you never talked to me."
And that's when Amber's fist slams down on the table, and is like, "Shut up!"
Yeah, and
No,
they're all,
it's like literally, she stands up, hits the table with her fist, and tells them to stop playing with your food, or you're going to bed. Like an angry mom would do.
all right.
And the result is a 22.
Wait, is Amber turning into a Karen?
What is a
No,
Karen?
no, that's not a. I mean, no, I don't think so. That's normal, mom.
That's how it starts, though. You know, normal mom is the way to the dark side.
The way
Good
to,
that Amber
the
is
way
already
to
on the
Karen
dark
is
side, so
paved.
she doesn't care.
The way to Karen is paved by good moms.
Yes, exactly.
It sounds like
Still passive
murder.
big sister right now.
Amber, why don't you roll me a 1d100 what you're drinking? Unless you don't. I mean, you don't have to. I just asked you guys in chat to do so.
First, I want to resolve the food situation.
I mean, yeah, they stopped fighting, but one of them says like, "I don't have any food anymore."
Well, Ipo is going to give his food back. And I stare Ipo into the ground.
Why don't you roll me a stealth check if you saw what Ipo did? I mean,
Let me
Ipo
perception.
rolls the stealth. Yeah, Amber, you can roll perception, sure.
I love that we have the bathhouse episode.
Oh,
That's a 20.
nice. Oh,
That's a 4.
I mean, clearly he has an empty, what's it called? An empty dish in front of the guard. So he hated his thing already. And Ipo's
Would he
dish
be
is like
able
full.
to hide that he stole the whole plate from the guy?
Yeah, like he exchanged the plate and put an empty one in front of him.
with this rolly as he can.
The dice say so.
The dice are hiding the fact that you don't have to roll for the obvious.
I guess what happens.
Spoken.
I guess what could happen is that Amber goes to like, you know, like, no, obviously Ipo give him his food back, but then you are like, but wait a minute, did he really take it? And then you
No,
are confused.
Amber is then going to give her plate to the guard and get a new one herself.
Oh, that's nice.
Silence will raise an eyebrow on that.
He has no eyebrows.
The guard is shocked. It's like,
Yeah.
I've never seen such a sight from her. Wow, taking a bath really changes your life.
But she didn't take a bath.
So not taking a bath really changes your mind.
Maybe we should
Well-
stop taking baths too.
Baths make you evil.
No, baths make you good natured and take care of your friends, right, Tao?
What?
Ah, nothing.
Yes, maybe having a celestial visit you changes him.
So,
Yep.
yeah, guys. So, what do you want to
oh.
do? Unless more role playing, or do you guys want to go to the bath all together, or?
I guess at this point we go to sleep after
Yeah,
the dinner.
I just
Donald
got up.
probably just fall asleep with his, head almost falling into the plate.
And then has to be brought to
And
the
then,
bunk
then
bed
he
by
has to
silence.
be brought to the bed.
All right. Yeah.
Gardan, wait. I want to see if he can drown in his soup.
No, we're not going to try that.
Well, I have spare the dying, so we can try it.
You can't have spare the dying. That's like, oh no, that's a cantrip, right? All right.
Yes.
Well, I'm not willing to put Thal through that. He's been through enough. Can't you see what the state that he's in?
Desolate?
Yeah, possibly.
I mean, Ippo doesn't know, but if somebody's drowning, he cannot be stabilized when he's dying, because he just
Wow.
drowns again. So spare the dying
Wow.
does not work.
That's his problem.
Can you help with him getting to the barracks? Because I want to take a bath.
It would be a very short experiment.
Oh, so Ember was like sleeping, and now then when everybody goes to sleep, Ember goes to take the bath?
Yes.
That's actually a very good plan.
Yeah. Except that, you know, these baths are not like modern, so there is no chlorine, there is nothing. They will just be super yucky after everybody has already bathed.
Yes, and Amber has the dirt of several days sticking to herself.
Yep. I'm not saying anything more.
So whatever she's doing to the water, it can't be worse than what everyone else did before her, except for peeing into it.
Well,
I mean,
you never
they-
know.
Other people did as well.
So let's see. Candlekeep. They offer you like a room to wash yourself with a bucket real quick before entering the bath themselves. But you don't have to. It's one of the people that is in this facility. It's an acolyte that comes to you. I have a word written down here, but I cannot remember. Good lady, if I may ask, why don't we step over in that room over there to, wash off the worst of it?
Why don't we step into that room too, you know? Like, what?
He's going to die.
What the fuck?
Going to die. Oh.
Oh my, one more.
Amber just
Cinderella.
shrugs and follows him.
It's her. It's a woman.
Okay.
Okay, Amber just follows her.
You
But
enter the
for
room.
problem.
The door closes. We hear a splash. Then the door opens again.
And now Amber looks like a wet poodle.
All right. There are very few people here. It's mostly the late night session monks that are like getting ready for an all-nighter again. It's like, come on guys, we only have 3 more days. We have to finish our treaty. It's like, oh, I cannot wait to go back into the wilderness.
Treaty on what?
Also, I guess Zonolar meant treatise.
Treatise.
Treatise, yes. Treaty is a different thing.
The thing where you write about a subject quite intensely, like a
Yeah, that's a
specific
treatise.
topic.
The
So
treaty is what countries do to each other.
yeah, I guess he looks at you and says like, "Oh, hello. We are having a treatise on Swart and Swart culture.
On what?
Little blue creatures. They eat your ankles off if you let them close enough. Quite evil.
Goblins?
No Swart. You know they're not goblins because they're blue.
I have seen blue goblins.
They look at each other, it's like, oh, you will know a SWAT when you see one. They're quite distinctive. And evil. Oh yeah, super evil. Like, that's really bad.
That's what my friends say about me.
But they do apparently have a culture. So, like, they shrug at each other. Look, people rarely study them because they get, you know, ambushed and eaten. So it's a hard job.
Ever thought about hiring some guards? Like people to protect you so you don't get eaten? And actually get to finish your work?
They look at each other like, oh man, that would be really useful. Yeah, we don't have to run like immediately anymore.
We brought a bunch of guys with us. They might be looking for work. They're from Baldur's Gate.
They're like, as soon as you say Baldur's Gate, they're like, I don't know.
They used to work for some noble.
Oh man, they're really expensive? Oh shit.
No, they're actually on a way to better their lives.
Wait, they are criminals as well? Oh, wow.
They used to be... Oh!
Every word you say...
They used to be criminals. It's a, the employer wasn't exactly a nice person and they wanted to make up for it.
So they accept a lower wage?
A slightly lower wage, but they don't work for free.
Okay. They ask for a few more details so they can really bother with those guardians, you know, with the bodyguards.
I'm practically giving away our NPC cards now.
Good.
I mean, they wanted to get their own way anyways, as far as you said, so I don't see any harm for us in this.
Breaking GDPR is evil.
What? Making what?
I don't know.
GDPR?
Yeah, no idea.
Gross domestic product?
No. The thing in European Union, the protection of information.
Data, your personal data. Yeah, that's what you had to agree on every fucking site some time ago.
Oh, DGSVO.
Okay.
Okay.
Words, they mean
That-
things.
Grundverordnung.
Okay.
It kind of makes sense that in German it's something else.
Yeah.
Everything in German is something else.
Wow. Okay, the joke is now dead as a horse
So-
that's being beaten.
As well as the horse that your water egg is eating. Alright, so, I mean, since you're alone in the bath, there's not really much to do than getting washed and being pretty.
Yes, I'm not going to sleep there. That's what I do in real life, not in game.
So, what do you guys want to do next? You guys can tell me at any time, okay, we're done, let's move on.
I mean, are the shops still open?
No.
And I...
You
aside
slept
from
through
doing-
the day.
Yes, then I'm going into the courtyard or whatever the fuck they have here, do some practice fighting against myself, and then I go to bed again.
Okay.
Is
Or I
there
take a
anything?
Go up, get a sweat off, and then go to bed again.
Is there anything shiny in tavern that I can steal?
Why don't you roll me an investigation check?
Why do you keep calling me evil when you are the one stealing and murdering with impunity?
He's not murdering a fork.
Oh.
Ipo, you see one what do you see? Oh yeah. You see, like, one of the patrons here is an ogre. And the ogre is wearing a very, very shiny and pretty blue headband with a gemstone in it. And the ogre is reading a book.
Is it easy to remove?
Oh, I mean, all you have to do is slip up there and take off the headband. How hard can it be? It's so easy.
Mm-hmm.
It's right
From his
there.
On his shoulders, on his body, on the chair, reading the book.
Okay, so I will try to make some big noise with minor illusion, and then with mage hand, I will try to steal it.
Okay. Let's see. So the question is not if the spell fails or not, it's if the creature like reacts to it. Because the ogre is reading a book. So
How many cantrips do you have?
What would be a good check for distraction?
I don't know.
I think the distraction is a successful part. Yeah. You make like a noise, and the ogre turns his head away from you. It's like, huh? What? What was
Starting
that?
noise from the guy sitting next to him.
All right. So now roll me a sleight of hand check to take off the headband.
Awesome. Okay.
Also, your sleight of hand is like a visible spectral blue hand hovering down, and you pull up the band, and you pull it off the ogre's head.
Is it enough?
Yeah, you have the headband in your spectral hand.
Oh, nice. Okay, I will go to my room, and that's all I wanted to do.
As you leave the
What is
room, the ogre freaks out and turns towards the other guys and starts beating people to death. So
Once more?
the ogre
Sorry?
freaks out. I mean, you don't witness this anymore, but other people who are in here witnesses as the ogre starts like beating people with the book and starts freaking out
Aw.
and gets subdued and thrown out of
Aw.
Candlekeep.
Poor little people.
Ipo,
You are an evil bad kobold.
Ipo, do you put on the headband?
No.
Okay, you're just
Awesome.
keeping it on you? It's
Yes.
it's really big, you know, it could like fit around your waist or something. Not even, it's like bigger than that. As you go to
come on.
as you go to sleep, you realize that suddenly it becomes smaller.
Oh, cool.
Now it fits on your head.
I will not put it on my head. I will just what's it called? Hide in somewhere.
She just stole a headband of smartness from the guy. Intelligence.
Alright.
Well, obviously he's smart enough as it is because he's not putting on himself an easily recognizable stolen object.
No, I just want to sell it in somewhere, you know. Where we go to the other.
What's up with this criminal energy? every time someone is stealing everything that's not nailed to the ground or nailed to some person.
Write down on your character sheet, shiny headband. Blue!
cool.
Exclamation mark.
I don't know the character sheet that you're a dirty criminal.
Well,
Alright.
he already has that.
We skip to the next day.
I eat the bird who just made that sound.
No. No, stop! Stop right there, criminal scum! This bird belongs to Candlekeep.
I imagine it's not even a bird, like, it's just a magic stone that does the sound all over the town.
Oh, it looks back at you. It's a cockatrice. Roll me.
Only what?
It's fine. Yeah, roll me a constitution saving throw.
This okay, it's a cockatrice, so I have to ask, is this a spell or magical effect?
No, shut up.
It's a monstrous ability, so I don't... I mean, it's magical in the sense that it's magical.
Then I have advantage. 16.
All right.
Stop flexing.
You don't turn to stone.
Wow.
Really, my only feat I have.
You have a feat for that?
I have a feat for that. I have advantage against any type of magic or spell.
Wow.
It's like, do you count the basilisk's stone gaze as magical?
I would count anything that a creature can do as magical if it's not chemical.
Nah,
the dragon.
that's not
is
how
the
D&D works.
I don't think that's how the feed works. Yes.
Yeah, that's not how D&D works.
Oh, actually, yeah, it would be a bite. So you want to bite him. Instead, he bites you, and you know, through the bite, you would turn to stone. But you succeeded, so you're fine.
Is he venomous or poisonous?
It's
Wow.
Not, wow, Jesus! It's not.
No.
It's not a poison thing. It's
No, you
supernatural.
go to bite somebody, and then they don't die, and you don't die. So it's neither venomous nor poisonous. It's just kinky.
But I bite him and I turn to stone, then he's poisonous.
I know that meme.
Oh, it.
So, yeah, Valesker comes back and says, "Ah, hey guys, had a good sleep.
Yeah, great.
We could go to my mistress now.
Oh, totally.
Something else first.
I mean, look, I made sure that we have time now, but I guess. Sure.
What is it, Ember?
What is it that you need that's so pressing?"
New clothes.
No, we can go shopping for clothes later.
Yeah. Also, Tal disappeared.
No.
No, tell it when you try to disappear. It says you must gather your party to adventuring forth.
Okay. He's definitely trying to disappear.
It's trying to through the open door. Can't pass it because of the invisible barrier.
When Silence
You
sees
must gather your
Tal,
party. You must gather your party to adventure forth.
when Silence sees Tal just trying to, like, you know, slunk away, he's going to, like, catch him by the wrist and hold him like a child.
Can I go visit this high mistress of him looking like a vagabond?
I mean, you don't look so bad.
Oh, that's nice of you to say.
Look, we all had a bath. That must be it.
No, not all of us had a bath.
Technically, I didn't have a bath.
Me too. I was better with the mark on my face.
Ipo smells like
Which
yesterday's dinner, and Tal smells like a library.
Yes, that's very correct.
Well, it
Library
will
and
have to
boiling.
do. I'm sure that Phalaster's mistress is a very, you know, accepting and understanding person. So let's just go to her now.
Don't worry, you will still have the chance to go shopping afterwards.
Oh, I know, we're stuck here for 9 days.
No, I said like at the most. You can leave at any time.
What if I don't want to leave anymore?
Yeah, because
Then-
entering will take another month.
They will throw you out.
Why?
Like every reasonable host should to every reasonable guest. Just
All right.
Throw them
Oh,
out.
let's go to... What's her name?
Silvira Savikas.
Gesundheit.
There you go. I have it open. Okay, let's see. Phalaster Fisks leads you through the emerald doorway where the Dragonborn is standing guard, giving you guys a nod. Seekers. Seeker. Dragonborn.
Dragonborn, custodian, whatever was your title.
I'm the keeper of the emerald door.
Oh yeah, the keeper. I'm sorry.
So you can say the keeper.
The keeper. Right. Good.
Seeker.
I now understand. The custodian of the emerald door.
Sonor doesn't know what a custodian is.
Ah, well, custodian is a protector, basically.
Oh, okay.
Someone
Yeah.
care of some shit.
Somebody who has something in custody. Ever heard that one?
That makes sense. Yes.
Right? English.
Under arrest.
English, how does it work?
So he leads you through several like you go up a tower. Once you go through the door, you enter a random tower. You go up like stairs, and then you reach a door, and you go through the door, and you like on a bridge that leads from the tower, like 5th story, to a different tower. And there's no guardrail, so you can fall off on both sides of this like bridgeway as you go to the other tower door and enter the tower again. And that happens a few times as you go up Candle Keep, and you reach the main keep itself.
Question.
Yes.
What kind of crazy person designed this place?
Oh, wizard.
It's all crazy.
That's all
that explains everything. Wizards.
So he leads you into...
Safety with rails and stuff. We have bridges made of wood and rope at home.
You go past like... Oh yeah, this place houses like hundreds of monks and wizards and clerics. It's a lot of people. And you meander through the keep itself. Philaster Fisk leads you directly to the laboratory of Silvera, located inside one of Candlekeep's spires. The walls of this circular tower chamber are punctuated by arched windows that are currently shuttered. Bookcases filled with eldritch volumes stand between the windows, while tables are crowded with specimen jars, alchemical equipment and other clutter. Engraved into the floor of the chamber is a large 9-pointed star. A middle-aged tiefling dressed in wizardly robes stands by one of the windows, caught in a fatu. So I don't know what this is, but I will spell it out for you. Do you know what this means?
Fugu. Fugu. I don't know how to read it. I don't know how to properly pronounce it.
Fugue.
It's is it a fugue?
Stands by one of the windows, caught in a fugue of intense contemplation.
And you're so concentrated that you don't notice the stuff happening around you.
Oh yeah, so it's the state of Talahalnan.
Yes, pretty much.
Caught in a Talahalnan of intense contemplation. Perched on the corner of a table nearby is a spindly little demon with warty green skin, buggy eyes, thin black horns, and a whip-like tail.
A demon. Silence will totally perk up and start walking right up to the fiend.
You hear, I can't tell you how pleased I am to see you, says the tiefling, and she turns around. What have you brought me?
Silence totally ignores her and goes to the fiend. You are a fiend.
Hi, I'm Ipo.
Oh, wrong time.
You are keeping a fiend in this most holiest of places of knowledge.
Well, who else
Maybe
keeps me
he's a
company? You've never seen a familiar before?
Oh, is it your wizardly familiar? I'm
Her name is Jezebel.
I'm extremely sorry, Jezebel, madam. Yes, yeah, sorry. Philaster wanted to say something. He's just like...
Philaster is like, oh no, I'm quite content.
So,
Yes,
like...
I want to see how this turns out. How do you set your own feet on fire?
Well, it's quite curious why your familiar is, a demon. Is that usual? Here, It's not usual at my home, at least, so...
Well, you know, not everybody can choose their familiar.
Ah, I see. So it was attracted to you. That actually makes sense, giving you heritage.
Something like that.
Wow.
Are you judging him?
I had to go for the ratios.
Yeah, like Dalhalnan has no idea he'd said anything.
Oh yeah, no,
Well-
Silvera Stavikas is definitely agreeing with you. She's like, oh yes, that's totally it. You nailed it on the head. Got it first try.
Quite curious. Recently, something quite similar happened to us.
Tell me more.
And he will probably go like about the story. We were resurrecting the Tiefling, and he came back as another Tiefling. Isn't that curious?
Oh, that's... no, that's actually weird. He should have resurrected as something else.
Yes. And there were some differences, but it was still Tiefling. And so far I calculated it's quite unlikely, so there was probably some other effect.
It's a 1 in 100 chance for this to happen.
Yes, exactly. Because we have no dice that would have more sides. We probably have more aces, but you know, the dice. The dice is limited.
Oh yeah, right. Rhea is totally with you guys. I totally forgot about her.
Oh, she's... Why? Well, actually, that makes sense. Yes. Rhea is now my second henchman, while we are not going to, like, you know, officially say that, but she is.
I mean, I will gladly aid you in whatever I can, Silence. You are, after all, a knight of Elturel.
No, you totally missed it, Zonalar.
What?
You know what should have been here? I'm sworn to carry your burdens.
Is this a Skyrim joke?
Yes, that's a Skyrim joke.
Lydia joke.
That's a Lydia joke.
Okay, yeah, you guys play too much Skyrim. I have not played enough Skyrim to...
I played only 2,800 of it.
What? Wait, that's a lot.
When one Skyrim fanatic turns to the other one's like, that's fucking weird.
No, I didn't play that much. Let me check. Okay, well, go on with the scene. I'm sorry for hijacking it like this.
So, what have you come to talk with me about?
Do you like dumplings?
You did bring the puzzle box, did you?
Yes. Fisk brought it. Zonalas, stop being lazy and start playing with yourself.
You wish to roleplay. You wish me to roleplay with myself.
Yeah,
Fisk
exactly.
is like handing the puzzle box to Ipo. Go ahead. Show her the thing. Ipo.
What? I'm sorry. What? What?
The puzzle box was given to you to bring to Silvera. Like you hand something to a child, so he walks over to mom to give it to her or something like this.
Yeah, exactly. Like Christmas.
Okay, perfect. So I got the box.
I run away. It's a shiny puzzle box.
It's a very shiny
Oh my
puzzle
God.
box.
Nice. I look very happy.
Yes, bring it to the nice woman, to the nice tiefling woman over there. It's like a
No,
woman with devil horns.
but I don't want to.
Come on,
It's-
she's very nice.
It is my own, my precious.
It's like the scene in Lord of the Rings where the king says, "No." and
No.
It's shiny.
keeps
Oh my God, I'm so happy.
the
Just down if you keep staring at it.
So the Quasit hops down towards you, Ipo, and it's like a big creature with like bug eyes. It looks like a small demon, like green, and he hands you a candy cane.
Aw.
It looks delicious.
Oh my god, this is so hard.
But you have both hands full with a puzzle box.
But...
You have to unequip the puzzle box.
It's super effective.
You know,
It's finger trap.
last day I eat like double of my weight. So you know, this is shiny, but I'm full. And yeah, nah, god damn it, I don't know what to do.
Take the candy, give the puzzle box, and then notice that the candy is magic and your fingers stick to it and you can't eat it.
I will take the candy.
As you
And
take the
drop
candy,
box.
he steals the puzzle box from you and flies off.
How unacceptable.
He says, sucking on the candy. How
I feel a bit-
unacceptable.
Oh, the candy fills you with a sugar rush, Hippo.
You get type 2 diabetes.
Congratulations.
You're even sweeter than ever before.
I'm sorry, people with type 2 diabetes, for laughing so hard at that joke.
Let's say it like this. We sincerely apologize to all kobolds with type 2 diabetes who might be listening to us.
It's like thousands of them. Thousands!
Wow, I love how this session got derailed at every turn. This is almost starting to be like AP level.
To be
AP's level
fair,
show.
we are very tired. So
Yes.
we probably just babble randomly.
Silriva says, I've been suspicious of the High Overseer of Elturel for a long time. But
Well,
no
that's a
one
first.
wanted to hear my concerns.
You can be concerned yourself then about the fact that he's dead.
So I've heard.
How?
Well, Celeste said, well, I filled her in on the details.
Ah, that makes sense. Sorry, continue.
How are you?
Fabius Krieg was widely regarded as a hero who saved his city from the undead scourge, giving rise to the holy nation of Eltugard. The vampires, right? If I remember, we have somebody from Eltugard here?
Yes.
Rhea says yes at the
Unfortunately.
same time. Like,
But silence adds unfortunately.
Well, at least you still have a home, even if it's in hell.
It's more like I can't, I believed into something my whole life and now that something turned out to be a lie, so it's kind of a touchy subject.
I understand. Hailed as a savior, Fabius made all citizens of Elturel swear an oath called the Creed Resolute, which binds them to defend the nation of Eltugard. Not that I need to repeat this to you, of course, Sir Knight.
No, not at all. It's not like my player knows anything about it.
The Creed
But you-
Resolute. I met him years ago, and my instincts told me he was a charlatan. Afterward, I grew to suspect that he had to cut a deal with one or more powerful devils using the Creed Resolute to bind all Elturel to his dark deal. I wish to prove my theory, and I believe the evidence is locked inside this box.
Never then.
So now you're going to open it because you are a super clever mage?
Let's see. She says, well, quite indeed, I am a powerful mage. And I do create and sell puzzle boxes myself. So this
Can open
is
this.
so this is of no pressing task for me. And now you guys get to. She starts to. What does she do? There's like something written on here. What happened to the shield? Did you bring it as well?
We tried to do that, but someone ambushed us, and we found it, and then we unfound it again.
Silence stays silent and just
Technically,
like
we
hangs
lost
his
it.
head.
Amber is not even looking at Silence, just staring at her while she explains that.
Well, actually, to be most succinct, we did not lost it. It was taken from us.
As you push up your glasses, well, actually.
I mean, I didn't say that we lost it, I just said that we unfound it.
That is a shame. This shield is a symbol of good's triumph over evil.
Well, actually, it contains something evil. So.
Well, you know, I know. But it's nice that you interrupt me so readily. I guess gazing at such beauty can easily overlook the terrible force bound within it. Gargoth is, I believe, its name, though it calls himself the Hidden Lord. You also figured out what creature it is?
Fiend.
Not just any fiend. He is a pit fiend, sent by Asmodeus to corrupt mortals of the material plane, and there it amasses such a following as to rival that of gods. In that way, Gargoth became a sort of demigod, and having worshippers increases its power exponentially.
Guess Baldur's Gate is having another problem then.
Yeah, the shield has the power to corrupt everything around it. The Hoon family of Baldur's Gate has kept it for years now. Doubtless they wanted it back, and I guess they succeeded.
Amber is going to hit Silence in the ribs with her elbow, like Hoon family. Isn't that the one?
Yes, yes. There is some connection, but I'm not sure of it right now. I need to consult my journal.
Wasn't that the family that you were staying at before you got captured by the Vance Emperors?
Wait a minute. No, those
No,
are
I think that was a
completely
different
people.
one.
Those are completely different people.
I remember.
The Hoon family was the woman that was in prison with you guys. She was like the super old 70-year-old lady of the Hoon family. It was like Hoon trial.
Remembering that wrong.
No, I mean Amber. That's who you freed, and she was the one that got you out of prison later on. You know, because you were thrown in prison for, like, destroying.
Satir Theon Hyun. She was in the prison right next to Falaster Fisk.
And Ippo.
And Ippo. It's just Ippo.
Yes, that's exactly it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the shield should have not been taken to any place where thousands of mortals reside. It needs to be locked away in an extra-dimensional space, away from corruptible souls.
Wait, so if the Hyun family has it back, they will just protect it and it will not be corrupting more people?
Oh, it's exactly what it's going to do.
Falaster Fisk,
and it will corrupt more people.
Oh.
just like she said, if this is correct, then the Hoon family is part of the Knights of the Hidden Lord. Knights of the Hidden Shield.
By stopping some evil people, we helped some other evil people. Great. Baldur's Gate is full of shit.
That's Baldur's Gate for you. I guess we will have to return then.
Do we?
No
At some
worries.
point.
Now that we know who has it, we may be able to stage a... what's it called?
And?
Requisition? I will offer some posters for ready adventurers to go on this journey.
Oh.
So you don't want us to do it. That's good.
Well,
But
I mean,
it is my shame that it was taken, though.
Baldur's Gate's still closed. I don't... Unless they just accept you again.
Well, they should. But even though I don't know
Wait,
why.
They should.
They should. Otherwise, they have otherwise they have trouble with corrupting artifacts.
Well, it's been there for years and its influence is... Well... I guess you all have been to Baldur's Gate before. But I'm
Yes.
sure you are not the only adventurers who could start this journey.
Oh, I
that-
know someone who works for the Flaming Fist.
Good.
Yeah, we actually do know somebody.
They might
who
be
would-
able to strong arm some adventurers into doing their work.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Everybody rolls their eyes.
Even
Oh,
feels
yeah,
a
that-
cold ripple down his spine.
Alright, why don't we see what's in this box, shall we?
Please.
Jezebel, fetch me my flask. Jezebel flies off and brings a flask of dark liquor and pours a small amount into the maze-like froze, like grooves like carved into the box's surface. She then tips the box so that liquid flows in certain directions through the maze-like patterns.
Is that blood?
Do you care?
It is
Yeah.
demon ichor, if you want to be precise.
Well,
Something like demonic blood gets
Doesn't
expelled
matter,
after they
proceed.
die. The box's horn inlays pop loose and it breaks apart. Inside the box is a stack of 9 chain-linked plates, each 3 inches on a side, cast of dark iron and stamped with infernal runes.
oh no.
Anyone
was-
who can read the runes can translate.
Yeah, I can try.
Infernal?
So, do you want?
No, it's infernal then. Like,
If you want, then I can do it as the woman, as Savikas.
yeah.
Also, I have a picture for you. Let me see. Where's the picture? Now we get to see the awesome picture.
We don't, I just took off my glasses.
Roll 20.
I know. Oh.
Can you see it, guys?
Yes.
That's like real magic shit.
Oh yeah. This is some magical shit. As the as like the 9 plates come out of the box.
Oh, the plates are not round. Okay, we are saved.
What?
No, just you started describing like 9 interlocked plates, and I was like, oh, it's that thing from Planescape Torment where we are going to have to comprehend bullshit. But
The
those
puzzle
are-
box is the puzzle, not what's inside the puzzle. She starts reading what is written on it, reading over it, and then translating for you guys in common. In here it says, be it known to all that I, Fabius Creek, High Overseer of Elturel, has sworn to my master, Sariel, Lord of Avernus, to keep the agreement contained in this oath. I hereby submit to Sariel in all manners and for all time. I will place her above all creatures living and dead. I will obey her at all my days and beyond with fear and servility. I recognize the dispensation of the device called the Solar Insidiator, hereafter called the Companion. In my capacity as High Overseer of Elturel and its vassal territories, I acknowledge that all lands falling under the light of the Companion are forfeit to Sariel. All persons bound by oath to defend Elturel are also considered forfeit. I further recognize that this dispensation will last 50 years, after which the companion will return whence it came, taking Elturel and its oath-bound defenders with it, if that is Zariel's wish. All this is my everlasting pledge. As she finishes saying, you notice Rhea on her knees, weeping openly.
Yeah, Silence looks like, with every sentence that she read, Silence looks like he's just been hit, like, on the side of his face. And now he's just, like, 90 degrees turned away from everybody, just like, you know, staring into a wall. Trying to pretend he's not there or something.
Screechy
Yeah, he's
hugs your
perfect
leg.
kind of guy for that.
Fia
It's when-
says that is what they talked about. This must be it. This is why Elturel is gone.
What happened to people that are inside Elturel but not outbound to the city?
Would he just keep it here though, this unsecured?
All of them are.
Even if all
Yes.
of them are.
Every citizen of Elturel is sworn to protect the city.
Brother was not a citizen of Elturel and he was there.
The wizard Silvira will say, I guess the visitors were caught in the crossfire of the enchantment itself once the companion disappeared. That it took all Elturel with it, whether or not you lived there. But the magic itself was powered by the oath, it seems, so it can have this high-reaching effect. Probably the same thing that the Van Vampires tried in Baldur's Gate. Gain the allegiance and being the Archduke, and then have the whole city swear an oath to defend it. Creating a second Elturel and pulling it to hell.
That won't happen. Right?
I sure hope so. Elturel itself is hard enough burden on my shoulders to bear.
You have defeated the Van Vampires, have you not?
Defeated is a generous way to describe it. Two of them are dead, one of them is doing whatever, and the other one left the city.
Well, you have foiled their plans at the very least. It could mean many years until they can attempt such a plot again. Even more so now that we know what we are dealing with. And can warn Baldur's Gate. If they have somebody we could warn about.
Oh, definitely. I think that... what's his face?
Older Ravenguard?
Yeah, definitely.
He's the big boss.
Yep.
That's,
He's stuck in hell.
But
he was
in
he
the
was
meantime, but in the meantime, Liara Portier should be, you know, send all this and in an explanation.
I can do that. We have messengers. Well, message spells.
I will be thankful deeply.
Good. Well. That's quite. So she's just giving Rhea a moment so she can collect herself. I mean, yeah, Rhea is weeping. She stands slowly back up as green leaves from her body wilts away, and she starts turning white, and like small snowflakes magically appear around her and start melting on the floor.
Amber's just going to hold her up and like, oh, yeah, hold her.
If Sariel wants my soul, she's welcome to try to take it. I will not give up. I will not give up without a fight. This is my city. No contract will take it away from me. From the people of Elturel. She turns to Silence.
Silence has like his back still turned towards the rest of the room, looking into a wall, you know? I don't know. Rhea. I don't know. What is Elturel anyways? What do you want to fight for? What is left here?
The people of Elturel must still be living. Even in hell. We cannot leave them to their fate.
Yeah, but we have all sworn to protect a devil-worshipping pact.
No, you have sworn to protect a city. That piece of shit made a deal with the devil.
I've never agreed to serve a devil. I've agreed to defend the city with my life. And if I need to go to hell to do this, then I will do so.
Well, I'm sure as hell going to hell.
I'm Squeegee.
You're useless.
Silence like absent-mindedly pats Squeegee on the head. Well, I guess... He turns around and looks into the room, but his head is still like, you know, hung down. And he's like, well, I guess we had a lot of redemption to do now. Repentance.
There's anything to repent about, you crybaby. You wanna whine about some big shot in your city being a devil-worshipping piece of garbage? And just give up?
I don't think you can understand so easily.
I lost my home to flames, and they're not coming back. You can get your home back.
But is it still my home? That's the question here. No, but everybody has to have a chance. Even somebody as evil as me.
You're not evil, you're just an idiot.
Well, you should stop calling people names, young lady. I will excuse myself now, if you allow me. I'm sorry for the
Silence.
You have called me evil. I'm pretty sure I can tell that you're not evil.
Yes?
Rhea speaks to you. She says, since the moment I have met you, all you have done is carry the flag, the banner of Elturel with honor and vigor and virtue. There is not a shred of evil in your soul. How can you speak yourself so lowly? Clearly, he drops the table.
Sorry. Well,
We were tricked. This is what it is. Devil trickery. A bargain.
I must think more about this. But know that I already know that whatever we have been accomplices to, there must always be a way to atone for that. And if that means going to hell and pulling a city out of there, then that's what we will do. But I must think more on this. And he like turns to leave.
Come back to me when you're ready with an answer of what you wish to do next. If you are going to hell, then I have a friend who can get you there.
It's good to know. I'm going to hell no matter what.
Whatever the answer, come back to me when you're ready to leave Candlekeep. And she nods towards you.
Silence nods over his shoulder back, but leaves the room.
Yeah, the door in front of you magically opens. Whoosh, super magical.
Oh, well then he
It's rare.
stumbles. Then he stumbles a bit because he wanted to, you know, push the doors aside like in a very heavy scene.
Okay. You make your way back
So-
down.
So what about you guys? Do you like dumplings?
Can I go back to my books now?
But of course.
You just heard that some big shot asshole dragged a city full of innocent people into hell, and all you can think about is dumplings and books? You got some high grade reference.
Actually, I had been looking for some info related to this event. You know, if it happened in past and why and how and so on.
You could do me a favor. You could look about putting stuff from demons onto people.
Oh, you mean like that? And
Yeah, like that thing that happened to me.
Well, that is quite an interesting topic. I can look into that, yes.
I'm especially interested about the how and why. What it does.
That is quite curious. What is your name, lady? Well, you know my name already, Silvera. May I have a look at this armor?
Sure. I
She's
unfold bandages and then just let go.
you like make it go honk.
I make it go evil.
All right, yeah, you make. Yeah, the Crusade is like screeching.
Tal makes few notes because he wants to look into it as well later.
She starts casting a spell, and she says, "Curious. I guess a simple acolyte would not know this. There's a strong curse upon this arm to make removal impossible, to corrupt your soul."
I already heard about this being a curse once, and yeah.
It's not easy to detect, but it has connected you through a fine thread with a different creature.
Does it
But-
mean that the other creature has her arm?
No, not like this. The creature, it's...
Just imagine the demon with the tiny little human arm of the
Also, it's not a full arm, it's just right above the wrist.
By the way the spell is woven, it's like you're a lit beacon, visible from across the ocean, so that creature can find you at any moment. If you wish, I can cut that thread.
And that would do what?
You would not be... Well, how do I describe this?
Alive?
No. It's a way so this monster, whoever did this to you, can find you at the moment's notice. You would be hidden from her eyes.
I heard it was a hack, and I don't intend to be nice to that hag when I find her.
A hag? What else do you know?
She sits in Avernus.
In Avernus? As far as I know, there's only one hag who stays residence there. Well, only one famous one.
But all I can tell is that my village was attacked, a demon was involved, I lost my left hand, I was dying. And something or someone approached me and offered me a deal that I took. And then I woke up with this thing.
It looks to be that this hag particularly feeds on suffering of others. But not only that. When you are still in control of this arm, it must be quite powerful magic. This is beyond what we know in this library. This is something new.
But as long as it doesn't kill me, you can study it for all I care.
Do you have nausea?
No. Usually.
Do you get headaches or, you know, have to sit down exhausted more often?
I only get exhausted of people.
Does it turn you mad?
Angry?
Do you have nightmares?
I stopped counting how many.
Does it turn everything you eat into ash?
No, but it makes everything I eat taste like ash.
I can help you with that.
That would be nice.
It is still the arm of a demon that
Yes,
is
as you
attached to
said,
you.
I can't get rid of it, and... Wait, you said you can't get rid of it.
I say I can cut the thread. It's a powerful curse, I can break it, but
That would kill me?
no, it's dangerous.
I'm assuming this kills me as soon as I get rid of it, because I was nearly dead when I got it.
Well, we do sometimes create protheses to fix a hand or limb. It's a craftsmanship. Difficult to create, but not impossible. But for a fighter such as you, that's a different task. If you still wish to be able to go into combat. I cannot get rid of the demon inside your arm without you losing your arm, but I can destroy the influence of the hag over you. Cut the thread that leads her to you from anywhere you are, and plant those nightmares into your head. At the very least, you can sleep better and taste apples again.
If I remove the arm, would that also undo everything else?
I do not know. Actually, you are the fourth person I've heard about with a demonic appendage on their body. Only the other three were driven mad and they caused major mayhem, destroyed whole villages. You're the first one I know that is under control.
The question is for how long?
She points for you to stand into the circle with the 9 stars. 9-pointed star.
Amber's going to make sure that Rhea doesn't fall over when she just lets go and steps into the circle.
Yeah, I mean, I guess Wolfgar, you can take notes as she starts to perform a ritual.
Yeah, he will definitely.
It's
Also
taking,
tell, you have a mechanical arm, right?
Yes.
Could you make another one?
Yes, I can. It would be rather material intensive, and I would need another crystal as a power source. But those could be obtained. It would just be expensive and take some time to gather.
We have some bars left. Don't know if that's good for anything.
Oh yes, those could be actually used for some wiring, and also the main body is usually made of those.
As
Is
she
there anything
starts
shiny?
chanting, your arm starts floating, and it starts acting out like a wild animal, reaching for your neck.
Do you want Arcana from me? Observation of her casting or something like that?
You can roll Arcana, so it's not a specific spell, but you can roll Arcana to understand like what she is doing.
Yes, that's what I...
24. So you realize that this Archmage, by all intents of the word, is able to cast like the highest levels of known magic too that exists. Like what she is using here is like a seventh circle of magical ability to control, to subdue the demon in the arm and have her bend to her will. And it's like she's weaving like 4 magic spells into each other right here. It's like keep the arm trapped, like a control demon spell, and an identify spell to see the weave of the arm itself, like the magical weave that binds and goes all across the air and objects and everything in this universe. And then she selects what looks, you don't see it, but you see that she is looking for something specific. And it takes her a long time. She starts sweating, like there's like a pulse on her forehead that you can see. And she's like, there it is. And she makes a motion.
She's looking for one specific thread.
Yes. And then she cuts it. Invisible to your eyes, like seeing the weave itself, it's like that's something almost nobody can do. It's been told like only that's elven magic, where you spend like tens of years just looking at a mountain and then you can see the weave. To be able to do it magically that's super high magic shit.
Wow. That is quite impressive.
Amber, you don't feel anything different. As the arm starts slumping back down from like trying to grab your neck and then getting like held in place magically, and now it's just slumping back down.
I was about to say, when it gets too much, I'm gonna ram it into the ground, and then if it doesn't stop, I'm taking one of my blades and ram it through the hand into the ground. Just to fixate it.
Yeah, so you don't need to do that part. It's the good news. But
is there anything to eat in this room?
You see Ippo with a candy cane in his mouth.
But it's his.
Hi, Amber.
Why are you looking at me so funny? Yeah, she... what time is it? Jezebel... what's it called again? Jezebel, bring her a strawberry. Jezebel flutters away and like brings a small plate that's like filled with strawberries and seasonal fruits.
I pick a strawberry, pluck the green leaves off it, and just stick it in my mouth.
Amber, roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Because I die.
Okay, you don't collapse on the floor and start weeping as you taste strawberry. But you can choose to do so if you wish.
No, I just stand there with the strawberry in my mouth and have tears rolling down my face.
Fia says, well, I've never seen anybody so happy about strawberry before.
You have no idea how it is when everything you eat tastes like the rest of your campfire.
I do not.
I will split out the candy and give it to Amber.
Aww.
Oh, you're being nice to the creepy girl. Yeah, I take the piece and stuff that too in my mouth.
I mean, it tastes like candy. I don't even know if you had candy before.
Probably only imported stuff that was really expensive compared to what it's actually worth.
Well, you know what's the candy of the poor people, like sugar.
Yeah, but up in the north, so honey would be rare, like a rare thing, I believe.
Honey then honey wouldn't be that. You can have bees quite up north, like maybe not the.
So
we are talking about
the
frozen northwest.
Yeah, the frozen north is probably issue. Yeah.
So
I mean, you can
like
have honey there, but it's imported.
It's imported, yeah.
It's incredibly tasty. It's better than anything else you've ever tasted in your life. Amplified by that you haven't tasted anything good for years.
Not years, a year.
For a year. This is where we end the scene. What do you wish to do next?
Buy new clothes.
Get back to the books.
Eat everything. Eat everything that I come across.
End the session because I've fallen asleep like 5 times over the past 10 minutes.
I micro sleep as well.
Oh wow!
Sorry guys, I'm like super tired.
I was hoping to leave Candlekeep, but I still had some stuff planned, so we can end the session here and continue next time.
Yeah, Tal wants to do some more research.
The only sad thing is that the next time is going to be like in 14 days or even more. That's super stupid.
14 days should be fine.
In 14 days should be fine.
On Sunday we can be back in time.
Yeah.
Alright.
We should be.
Yeah, okay. So short session today, sadly. But
I'm super sorry for how it turned out.
Sorry, it's our fault.
Yeah, we let's just try to get it done next time, I guess.
Aww.
So what's yeah, let's finish the stream to like something about now. Thank you guys for watching. Yeah, I guess it will take 2, maybe 3 weeks for the next session. So the people who are watching this session, you can catch up on the old ones. I think we have like 10 episodes online now. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
On the YouTubes, right?
On the YouTubes.
Where would they go for the YouTube, Zonalar?
I don't know.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, you can go to YouTube and then type in Sonalar, and then you should find me. I'm the one with the blue pony face and the DnD sessions on it.
New face.
Sounds as good a navigation as any.
Yeah. Also, if anybody actually watches this and doesn't know my Discord, I will put the Discord link in the YouTube description so you can join.
No.
Alright guys, goodbye YouTube.
Bye bye.